Please describe your job title and primary duties.
I work for West Corporation, which is a subsidiary of AT&T, and they're the call center. I worked at the call center branch, and basically what I did was I processed orders. Basically, I made any of the data plans or any cell phone plans that you would have with the company. I'm the one that wrote that set those up for customers, new customers. Troubleshoot. I troubleshoot I troubleshoot a problem with the electronics that they had. If your phone was messed up or anything like that, I'll be the person to call. We go through a series of different procedures in order to fix that problem.
What was your favorite part about working there?
My favorite part about working there was the fact that I don't know. It was the pay. It was basically just the pay, and for me, I was making like maybe $300 or $400 a week, and I was working 40 hours a week. So the pay was pretty good.
Please describe a typical day as an employee.
First thing you would do, you would come in, you swipe your card again to get into the building because there was a lot of security there because there was sensitive, like AT&T sensitive stuff that not everybody could get to. You would punch the clock in, and basically you would sit by the computer for maybe it'll be 5 hours before you get your break, and you're basically from the time you get there, from the time you get on break, you're answering phone calls, and you're processing different orders and things like that. So it was pretty. That was basically it wasn't a variety of things you could do. It was basically the same thing every day.
How would you describe the application and interview process?
You would apply online through West Corporation, and the application was I don't know. It was pretty much a simple application. As far as they ask for your work experience and different things, and if you're able to, because the job was based around a computer, you had to be able to type, and be able to process. You had to type at a certain speed, and once they were hired, once they'll see your application, you come in for an interview. Do you take a typing test, and then once you got to certain, I don't remember what the level of typing you need to be. Once you got to a proficient of typing level, once they saw you were proficient in typing, then they'll hire you on, and then it'll be, I think it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks of classroom training, and it'll teach you how to use the different programs that you would need to have to process the different orders and different things like that, and be able to troubleshoot the phones, and then you would get tested every week, and you had to get like 80% right so you could be able to go actually onto the floor to actually work. So I mean the process, the whole application to the point where you're like officially hired was maybe anywhere I'm about 2 weeks. About two, they'll call you back pretty well. Like Wes, they'll call you back like within the next day to have you come in. So it was about a 2 week process.
What questions did the interviewer ask during the job interview?
I don't think you could have worked there if you had a felony, and I don't know. Basically, it's just simple things like if you can get to work. Have you worked for the company before? I, I don't know. I think that's about it. That's about it. I can't really think. It was a standard. It didn't really stand. I worked a few places being in college, and it was pretty much a standard application.
What set you apart from other candidates?
It wasn't the job wasn't really. I didn't feel like it was it was selective as far as the application process, and as far as getting in there, you just had to be able to. You had to be able to work in a computer because I don't think that you had to be able to be proficient with a computer, and I had that.
What other advice would you give to a job seeker looking to get employment?
I would just say my one bit of advice is if you're working with AT&T in general, it's a good company to work for. They have a lot of benefits and stuff that I couldn't really take advantage of with my short amount of time being there. If you want to work there, it's a great job. Like particularly if you want to work in the call center side, it's extremely easy to get in to work there, and it's a great job to. it's a great job to have as far as like stability and everything. And I don't know if you're willing to work like 40 hours a week, and like usually you don't get to choose the shift that you work. If you're willing to do that, then it'll be a perfect job for somebody.